Yeah.
right? Not clothes, not shoes, not money, nothing. So at 16, when you can't get a job in New York City,
You can't get a job at
because
16.
absolutely not, because there's so many people. You got 50-year-olds working at McDonald's,
That's
right?
that's wild and makes sense at the same time.
You got 50-year-olds working at McDonald's. You need a resume to get a job at a fast food place, right? So unlike Columbus, where
14, 15.
I'm a manager at Tim Hortons, general manager.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hiring people to work for me. I'm looking at these 15-year-olds, no work experience, come over here.
Mm-hmm.
16, come over here. You can only work 3 hours, come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I give them their first opportunity, which I've never had in my life,
Facts.
right? And then I look at all of these kids and I say, oh, yeah, I'm an investor. And they'll laugh, oh, did you lose money in the stock market? I can't do that. Or, oh, you got all these real estate properties. You'll hear some people say, oh, yeah, I want to do that when I get older. 16 years old, first time they ever heard that. I've never heard that.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in college, first thing I said was, I'm going to save up $60,000 buy a house. So not as much as what you said,
Mm-hmm.
100K. But in New York City, I said 60,000, I'm buying a house.
Facts.
It's going to take me 3 years. Already had that straight out. I just graduated college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working as a manager at Blaze Pizza, making probably
That's good
17.
pizza. I like Blaze Pizza.
It is, especially when you make it yourself.
They're racks.
I'm making 17.31.
Mm-hmm.
Probably doing 40 to 50 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle comes down. He already got all these properties. He never showed me none of that. And I'm just investing in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
All I knew was that my best friend, when I was 18, was buying penny stocks on Robinhood.
Yeah.
By the time I was 18, I was finally able to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
First job, Domino's. Delivery boy on a bike in the middle of the winter. I had dropped the call 2 times for an interview because it was on a track phone and I was in my college elevator on scholarship playing football. Right? He got mad at me on the phone so much because the phone kept dropping. He just said, yo, fuck it. Just come into the damn restaurant and fill out an application. I go over there. I used to wear suit and ties to all my interviews from 16 to 18. I went over there. I went with Adidas sweats and a sweater because I was so sick and tired of always dressing up and not being able to get a damn job because I don't got a resume at a food restaurant.
Yeah.
You understand? I walked in there. They said, you know it's going to be cold. I said, yeah, I know. He said, you know you're going to be on the bike. I said, yeah, I know. Mind you, I'm in Brownsville working for Domino's. So you should already know what that is in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I'm in one of the worst neighborhoods in the winter on a bike. And I'm the happiest kid in the world because I'm like, I finally got a damn job.
Yeah.
Make some bread. You feel
What?
me?
Yeah.
I saved $13,000 at 18 while in college playing football, waking up at 3 a.m., going to practice at 5, then going to class at 7, then going to work at 3 p.m., then going home at 12, waking up at 3, doing it again.
Yeah.
I had 2 hours of sleep every single day. Saved up $13,000, and the first thing I said was,
You know, now you see why I fuck with this guy.
Yeah, yeah. That's a nice level of hustle and grind.
Bro, this dude got a
I
hustle.
dig it. That's dope.
the first thing I
He
said
got a hustle.
was,
I ain't never seen him before.
why would I invest in pennies? When my best friend showed me his penny stocks on Robinhood, I said, I got 10,000 in the stock market. Let me put $2,000 in here.
Yeah, invest in that shot that I poured you like 37 minutes ago.
I said, let me put some money in here. Facebook on sale, $50. All this other stuff on sale. I just start buying whatever.
Oh, hold up. Now that we talking about stocks, tell this nigga how successful I was, even though I was going against the grain. Against the go. Yo, this nigga would never invest in any of the stocks I invested in, right? But we was both going hard and going ham at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So when I told him what stocks I was investing in, he's like, nah, I'm not fucking with it. I was 50% up in a very short amount of time. I'm talking about stocks that didn't look attractive. I don't know how I picked them or why I picked them. But I just know, and they were dividend stocks too. They were delivering really good dividends. That's pretty much the reason why I chose them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to get him on it, and he would not like fuck with him at all. But my portfolio was nasty, and he would agree with it after watching it. My portfolio was fucking disgusting, and I literally just invested in some high dividend stocks that were super low during the pandemic, and literally they doubled.
So what I would say on that, I mean, there's plenty of ways to invest. I think that Dexter's strategy is obviously risky due to the fact that they were like penny stocks.
Yeah.
That paid a high dividend, because normally when you pay a high dividend and you're a penny stock, you're giving away most of the money that you make as a company.
Yeah, but like you got real estate investment profit or like real estate investment stocks that have to pay a certain amount.
Absolutely.
So
And you pay more taxes for that too. So you also got to think about that when you really start making some money. But what I will say is those type of companies, they get investors because they pay a high dividend, not because of the company itself.
Facts.
Not because of their business model. And those type of companies, they will eventually fail. Unless you're maybe at AT&T, you're able to stick around a little bit longer because of your name, because of your branding, right? Those companies won't be around forever. So you can have 3 good years, but most businesses fail in 5 years, right? So
Or
you
at
gotta
least a
think about
plateau, like, because not everybody's gonna like Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Before the pandemic jumped off, I knew a Skype. So it's like, and then Zoom jumped up, and now you have Microsoft Teams. Now you have all these other Google Hangouts and stuff like that. So it's like, dude, I applaud you.
So growing up, yeah, you saw the hustle. You saw the people on the corner selling CDs. You saw the people just getting it by any means. But at the end of the day, you know, when I tried to get that job, like I was stating earlier, the opportunity wasn't there because, you know, you had the 50-year-olds working at McDonald's. You had the 60-year-olds working at McDonald's. You needed a resume just to get a regular job across the street. I couldn't bag groceries in the store. I needed to have prior work experience at 16. So, you know, instead of going into the street life, because I was a bad kid growing up, the people who were doing all of the, you know, drugs and stuff like that were people that I've actually beaten up. And so, as you know, my pride is pretty high. And so how can I work for somebody that I beat up? Especially when back then selling drugs was more of a, you know,
Niche.
I'm gangster,
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that. So how can I be gangster working for somebody that I beat up? That made no sense to me. So I couldn't do that either. So I was just a broke ass little ass kid. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way at 16 I'm gonna ask somebody for money, because one time I asked for money to play football, everybody had this disgusted face.
Yeah.
Like, damn, why is this kid asking me for cash? You understand? And from that day at 16, I decided I would never ask anybody for a damn thing in life. And so from there, it just grew that I had to go and get it myself.
Yeah.
I had to. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There was no complaining. There was nothing to complain about. I would say that's definitely not my motivation in terms of other people's success. I live my life with a couple of key principles that I never really voice, which is one, I don't judge anybody. That's one reason I kind of stay away from the church, because of the judgment.
That's
Right
a big
now,
thing.
I'm doing a one-on-one with this one girl where we go over a whole text in the Bible. So I did Genesis, I did the Exodus, and we'll be moving on to the next chapter of Leviticus. Every single Sunday, we go over that and we review that. And then I might put that out when I completely finish the Old Testament. But one, never judging anybody is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm not God. I have no right to judge anyone. And that's a principle I stand by, that I'm not God. I have no right to judge anyone. Second thing is, I don't live a life of hate. I don't hate anyone.
Yeah.
Another thing for me is to never be envious of a rich person, right? When people say, why doesn't this person pay taxes? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to pay taxes either,
Facts.
right? Unlike them being mad that they don't pay taxes, I'm like, how
can I get to that point?
how do I not pay taxes?
Yeah, facts.
So for years, I'm like, how do I not pay taxes? When I saw my friend invested in penny stocks, I was like, I don't want to do that, but I want to invest in big money stocks and make big money.
Go ahead.
So I saw you invest in penny stocks. Let me invest in real stocks, because that was my thought process. For 6 years, all I do is study stock market investing. Then my uncle comes one day and he says, when I come to Ohio, I already had the thought of buying a house, right? Because I told you about the 60,000
Yeah.
Brooklyn. I'm gonna buy a house. He comes and he shows me that he made $20,000 in appreciation, and he gets $2,400 a month from his duplex. As soon as I saw the $20,000 flash on his phone, I said, "Boom, I'm buying something."
Say less.
That's it.
Say